Hey, welcome back. We are back in the Olympic Coaching Home Gym, and what we're doing here is we're gonna work on the adductors and the hamstrings, okay? So this is an interface. It also goes all the way up into the glutes, and we wanna hit this on top of a barbell. So I have a squat rack here. I have a barbell sitting on top. It's just below about my waist high. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pull my leg up. I'm gonna just set it on top of here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit right on top of this, right about where my leg connects into my glutes, into my bottom, okay? So this is gonna help me sort of ease my way into this. This might be my least sensitive area. And as I get closer to the middle, it's gonna get more sensitive as we go, okay? So to get more pressure, you put more pressure forward onto that leg that's on top. And if you want less pressure, just put more weight onto that back leg. Pretty easy to modulate the pressure here. But what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna start and I'm just gonna move around. I'm gonna move myself side to side, use that leg below or the hands on the bar. And just follow along with me here. I'm just gonna kind of pull that muscle side to side. You might notice as you pull, I'm literally rotating the whole leg underneath here by tacking it down on that barbell and just tugging it all the way over. And as you tug over towards the middle, you're gonna get into that adductor, which, whew, man, that's tight on me today. I'm gonna feel good working into that. If you find a spot that you need to sit on, you can stay there and control your breath. If it takes your breath away, pause there and take deep breaths in. Kind of flex the whole muscle, hold for a few seconds, and then, okay, and really try to pull and tug on that. And then what we can do is we can start adding some rotation. So you can add movement into this to help improve my internal, my external rotation, this motion of this femur going into the hip, the pelvis here. And I can also add some length to that muscle here, getting some length into this by changing the shape of that muscle while putting pressure on it. It's going to force it to loosen up a little bit as I'm working through this. Now I'm just going to work down 1 inch at a time, rotating side to side. I'm continuing to add movement as much as I can. As I tug over to this side, I'm noticing some tension here. And so I'm just gonna sit on it. I'm gonna put a little bit more pressure. I'm gonna breathe. Now I'm gonna add some rotation into that, see if I can get some movement in those muscles here. I'm gonna add some length. And this, now that I'm getting a little bit further down in the leg, it's not wanting to let me fully straighten my leg, and that's okay, because essentially you're creating tension by putting pressure down onto it instead of stretching it lengthwise. And as you work down towards the center of that, you're gonna get some really productive massage work. Tug back and forth, kick, rotate the leg, whatever feels right, whatever helps you feel good. Just keep working through that. Now, I'm gonna keep working down in the middle. Just really don't want to spend no more than 3 to 4 minutes on each side. That's enough. As I really rotate over here, I'm getting deep into that adductor, and man, like I said earlier, those adductors are a little lit up on me today from all the squatting I've been doing recently, and that's good. We all want to have good squats, and to be able to have good depth in your squat, those adductors need to be moving nice. So you might notice that certain angles are something you want to focus on. So now I've pushed down on this, I've tugged my body over so it pulls the skin directly under. So I've really pulled that adductor into concentration there. And man, now I can sit on this and breathe. I can tighten, breathe in, and then exhale. If you want to learn how to do splits and squat deep, this is a really helpful mobilization for you. You might notice that you're dealing with a ton of stiffness in your hamstrings if you sit a lot, because you're essentially sitting on your hamstrings. And when the front of your hip gets stiff, your hamstrings and your glutes and your low back have to do so much work just to keep you upright. So So it's good to help these move well, as well as mobilizing the front side of your hip. Now as I work down deeper here, getting closer to the back of the knee, the bottom of the hamstrings, what I'm noticing is, we're hitting sort of the ends of that hamstring, where in different areas you're going to find different muscles here, different parts of those hamstrings. And I even have an old injury site here that feels really good to mobilize. I have to do this regularly to make sure that this one is moving right. Go figure, when you get an injury, it never quite functions the same as it was before an injury, but if you do regular mobilizations like this, you can maximize how that feels and it won't happen again. It's good. Whew. All right, dismount, let's get off of that. We're gonna move over to the other side. And again, start up close to the hip, start at the top of the hamstring where that kind of morphs into the bottom of the glute. And you're just gonna kind of smear yourself around, kind of rotate on top of that bar, find different points that feel good. You're kind of pulling into that adductor, sit on that. Whew, yeah. Let that loosen up on you. It's kind of letting your body know you're coming at it. Before we get into the belly of that muscle, I'm going to add some rotation into this, some straight and bending of the leg. Now, if you're really stiff in this area, this might be a battle for you. If you're having any kind of injury, stay away from the exact injury site. Do not do this mobilization directly on a spot that's like really painful. Work above that spot or below that spot. Just work on either side of that sensitive area or the injury spot, because that's going to promote blood flow, and sort of gently stretch that or massage that without directly going on top of it. So that's going to help it restore, get some blood flow and lymph flowing to that, and sort of encourage that nervous system to say, hey, all right, let's chill. We don't need to keep firing to keep everything super stiff around it. That gives it an opportunity to heal, so it's moving correctly. Okay, I'm just moving through. I'm getting down into the belly of my hamstring, getting closer to the middle. You might find that one side needs a little bit more work than the other, but that's okay. 3-4 minutes aside is going to be plenty working through this. We'll be feeling good. I'm working down. Just let that barbell tack your skin down. Play around with which movement you feel like you're getting the most out of. Put more pressure into that if you need to. If I need more pressure on this hamstring than I need on the other one. But whenever I pull over to the adductors, I got to pull some of that pressure off, because the adductors aren't wanting to take it today. If you're really wanting to load this up big time, you can put another elbow on top of this and just kind of lean directly into that and just sit and think, collect your thoughts. Whew. Move a little bit through that, rotate a little bit through that, smear that over, tug that skin over. All right, okay, I'm gonna keep moving down, keep making progress. You don't have to just expect it to be like a miracle the first time you do it. It's something that you just gotta work on. Spend a few minutes a day. I'd encourage you to spend 10 minutes a day working on something, choosing a mobilization like this to work on the mobility in your joints, to work on how they're moving. It helps you be ready to go, always ready to perform, so that you're not just waiting for some kind of debilitating pain to take you out of your sport or whatever physical challenge you're wanting to do. You don't want something to take you out and you're forced to do things like this to get yourself back in the game. You want to stay in the game and catch stuff before we have an injury or something that takes us out. All right, a few minutes aside. I'm mobilized, feeling good, hamstrings, glutes, adductors, feeling much better and ready to go.